It's your girl DJ Miss Eclectic, Wiki, and you're checking out the Mixtape podcast.
It's your girl DJ Miss Eclectic, and you're tuned into the Mixtape. Y'all, I have a very special guest once again, Dr. Alma Ingram, Let me say this step for me again. I always have it and then I forget it. Physiologist. There we go. She's an amazing woman. Owns Let's Take a Look, also Ingram Formulations. Today we want to get into immune health. We wanted to talk a little bit about the COVID vaccine and also the products that she offers. If you know, last time I told you when I had COVID, I did take a few of those products and I'm still alive. So I'm doing well. So Dr. Ingram, how long have you been practicing?
I've been in practice, Sister Chantel, for 38 years.
38 years.
38
wow.
years. 3 decades plus 8.
That is awesome. What made you start Let's Take a Look, and what made you go into Ingram Formulations?
What a great question. Ladies and gentlemen, I began my healthcare practice in 1982 as a very young registered nurse working in a cardiothoracic open heart unit. 1982 Spine Hospital, Corpus Christi. Looking back 38 years thinking, so many people are having open heart surgery, having their ribs cut off, having veins pulled from their legs, bypass grafting. Many of you know you've had a loved one to have coronary artery bypass grafting. Sometimes the thoracic surgeon will graft 2, 3, 4. Sometimes they're unable to do any of those and place you on a list for complete heart transplant, which is no news anybody ever wants to hear. But having seen so much illness for 2 decades, I decided to open Let's Take a Look .LLC in 2011. It celebrates a decade, and we've serviced over 9,000 patients in my integrated wellness clinic a decade later. 0 have had a heart attack or a stroke, I must say, and none have acquired COVID, which brings me to Ingram Formulations. I formulate the only nutraceutical in the United States, which has 5,000 IUs of D3 with 1,000 of ascorbic acid, vitamin C, and 30 milligrams of zinc glycinate. Pathophysiology means patho, disease, pathology, physiology, function of the organ. I am a straight up root core scientist. I like to get to the root core of the problem, not Band-Aid.
I like it. Absolutely, I like that. And I think a lot of doctors that we see, they are Band-Aids. You get in and you get out. I was just talking to my cousin. I said, I like my doctor that I have, but it was like in and out really quickly. I feel like they don't get to the root of the issue. They Band-Aid it so you can come back again in a few months, and they Band-Aid it again. So I love that you started Ingram Formulations. And I know, let's get on immune health, because everybody wants to know about immune health right now, because we're in the middle of the pandemic. COVID, some people are taking the vaccine, some people aren't. But we're all worried about our immune health, whether we are or we aren't. What would you say, what's the best things to do for our bodies right now?
Thank you. That's a loaded question, ladies and gentlemen. Bear with me. Sister Chantel's questions, they're loaded. This is going to take me, for sure, 5 minutes. Some of you may want to get pencil and paper and jot this down. It's very important. You get a very unique immune consultation. Listen carefully to this. At our office here in San Antonio, Texas, we have 2 locations. I see roughly 120 patients per month.
Wow.
Each patient has a 1-hour appointment. How do you get to the root core of a problem? You have to listen to the patients. You need to understand what they've gone through. Think back 5 years, a decade. I am very focused on looking at laboratory values. The question on immunity is this, especially for our people. Immune cells originate in the gut biome. Many of us walk around with issues of constipation, really don't know what a probiotic is, which is sad, don't like Greek yogurt, that's horrible. You need to make sure you incorporate both of those in your diet. Most females between the ages of 20 and 40 need 60 billion spores of probiotics daily. If you are 50 to 70, you need 80 billion spores. We need good flora in our gut, not just bad flora. So when you look at the gut biome, it's very complicated. Boosting immunity starts with looking at one's CBC, white cell count. A normal WBC is 5 to 9. So my physician friends ask, Dr. Ingram, how many funerals have you gone to in the last decade? None in my practice.
0.
None. Why? I'm very meticulous, ordering non-invasive diagnostic services for my patients, from 2D echoes and reviewing of lab work. Many of you should immediately call my practice, the number 210-384-2988, and you'll see it at the bottom of the screen, and schedule a long-distance telemed lab consultation. Pull your 2018, 2019 labs. I would like to look at them and order some that your internal medicine or physician may have missed. The boosting of the immune system is very a unique science because immunity falls in so many categories. Not only serum D3, cholecalciferol levels, and WBC, I'm looking at autoimmune labs, ANA, FNA, acid rate, homocysteine levels, CRP. And I understand that y'all don't know what all that is, but you need to understand as a scientist, you have to look at those labs consistently every 6 months.
Well, then, tell us because we were like, okay, no, we heard all this. We heard D3. Is that your vitamin D level? What is the D3?
Yes.
Okay.
What is a D3? Great. Serum D3. When the doctor orders your D3 level, we're looking at two things specifically. D3 is a fat-soluble vitamin, fat-soluble, meaning when you take it, you need to be consuming it with a fatty meal, something that is fatty. Take it with avocado, a piece of chicken breast, okay? Some people like to put a teaspoon of coconut oil in their hot water. Take it with something fatty. It is a fatty vitamin. The picky thing about D3 is it is not converted unless you have sunlight. When you take your D3, vitamin D3, you must be in the sun 10 to 15 minutes. Cholecalciferol is converted. It needs the help of sunlight. Too many people take the vitamin, they sit behind a computer 9 to 5 all day. Many of us are doing
Majority of us.
You need sunlight. And of course, some people, I don't want to get darker. Take that out of the mind. Because our skin tone is a little darker, we have melanocytes, it's harder for our D3 levels to come up to a therapeutic level. I'll take you back to 2017 when mine was the lowest, 42. It's been consistently a 70 or an 80 because I consume 10,000 IUs Monday, Wednesday, Fridays that I formulate, and then 5,000 on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays. I enjoy sunlight. I'm out, I break in the office from 12 noon to 12:20. Stand under the tree, answer my phone, we're texting everybody. We're doing it anyway, just stand outside, period. You need sunlight. So many people are consuming D3 the improper way. Why are you taking it at bedtime and there's no sunlight?
Very true, very true.
Why are you consuming it with a salad? What's fatty in the salad? Will it be absorbed in the gut? No. Excreted where? Out of the stool.
So you need to be in the sunlight and you need your fatty fats
Yes,
to take
ma'am.
with it. And you know, my people, I love y'all, but that is something that's for us. That was absolutely for us. And before I let you go, one last question. I know everybody, so we're talking about immune system. We want to get our immune health up. Should we go get this vaccine? I mean, we have the Moderna, the Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson is pretty much on the table. What are your thoughts on the vaccine?
Okay, number one, as y'all heard me state as a board-certified clinical pathophysiologist, for an entire year, there was no vaccines. My patients didn't acquire COVID. I made sure that their immune systems are highly elevated. Their D3 levels are very therapeutic. I am very meticulous about liver detoxification and looking at liver enzymes. I'm asked this question frequently as a healthcare professional. I suggest to my patients who are geriatrics, the elderly first, and those who are first-line responders and working in healthcare, the Pfizer and Moderna shot. 38 of my patients in the last month have had these vaccines. No side effects. Why? I'm looking at their platelet counts. I make sure that their platelet counts are between 220 and 320. If you have a low platelet count below 120, talk to your primary care physician. He is going to put that vaccine on hold. If you have coagulopathy problems, abnormal fibrinogen levels, abnormal INR, PTT, hold off until you get further advice. Sometimes your primary care provider wants to communicate with a cardiologist or hematologist. So, Pfizer and Moderna, yes, I advocate that. Especially if your child is going to the university or college and they're going to be in the dorm with others, yes.
What about travel?
Travel. Get a copy of your serum D3 levels. If your serum D3 level is low, 18 to 20, Do you think the vaccine is going to be therapeutic? Good question. CDC.gov, healthcare professionals are still providing more research. No one is even able to answer that question. Bring your serum D3 level up to normalcy, your age plus 10. Some healthcare professionals say that's ideal.
Okay.
I say 50 to 65. Write it down, 50 to 65 milligrams per deciliter. Some people are taking a vaccine and then I draw antibodies 60 days later and they have no antibodies to COVID, even after my new referrals have received COVID. Why are you not developing antibodies from the vaccine?
All right, you should.
Your immune system is what? Subtherapeutic. Something's abnormal.
Wow.
Something is going on. What do you mean you got COVID summer and withdrew your COVID antibody levels, IgG, IgM, and it's 0 negative? Red flag, ding ding, think something's going on. Talk to your primary care provider or call in for a detailed consultation. But what a great question. Now let's go to vaccine number 3. Everybody's talking about Johnson & Johnson in the media. Give Johnson & Johnson some credit. That is the only vaccine that has given us immunity for the mutated gene N1.117. If you are on birth control, I do not advise Johnson & Johnson vaccine, no. If you're between 18 and 50, I say Moderna or Pfizer. You know what? The jury is still out on side effects of Johnson & Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's one shot, I'm seeing that patients do better who are between the ages of 60 and 75, whose platelet counts are normal. They're not on any birth control. They do very well with Johnson & Johnson. So remember, they're going to put warnings on the new vial. There are stipulations. Do not consume Johnson & Johnson if you have thrombocytopenia purpura. That means an abnormal platelet count, typically below 150.
Okay, thank you. That's good. I appreciate that. That's good to know. That helped me out too. And I'm on the fence. I'm like, do I get it? Do I not get it? Some people get side effects. Some people are not. So I don't know if that has anything to do with the antibodies. But I'm like, okay, I just don't know. So I appreciate that information. So first, all getting our immune systems ready for us who are getting the vaccine or not getting the vaccine. Just getting our immune health because summer's around the corner. I was just in the airport. It's a lot of people in the airport. Tell us how to get your product so we can get our immune system up.
Thank you, Chantel. Each of you can go to the company website. It's www.ingramformulations. Let me spell it for you. INGRAM formulations.com. Ingram Formulations. The ideal order would be the 3-pack, which has Cardiac Extreme, the liver detoxifying product that vasodilates the vessels to open up blood flow for the prevention of thrombus and clots. 1 teaspoon per day in a bottle of water. Take 2 of the D3 tablets, which is all in the set, D3 Plus, that's the one with ascorbic acid, zinc, and 5,000 IUs of D3. And the CoQ10 is there to protect the heart. If any of your loved ones, unfortunately, acquire COVID, that is a pack they need. I formulated 225 milligrams of grapeseed extract with the CoQ10 ubiquinol, which stabilizes blood pressure, prevents strokes. So with the whole totality of all 3, you're vasodilating veins in the periphery to prevent clots from traveling to the lungs, i.e. a pulmonary embolism. Because with COVID, we know everybody gets fatigue. It has B1, 3, 6, 9, 12 in the cardiac extreme, double the milligrams to boost the levels of energy for those with fatigue. Quarterly, some 500 orders are placed from our website for that product. So let's go into my favorite product. When you go to the website, you're going to see Immune Boost package with D3 Plus. Those 2 are only $99. Immune Boost has quercetin along with the zinc, resveratrol, which most ER physicians have seen that is beneficial for the prevention of thrombosis, clots, and COVID. It's formulated with 19 vitamins and minerals, and you take it with 1 D3 Plus, which has turmeric curcumin, which is an anti-inflammatory. After COVID, many of the patients' procalcitonin levels rise. CRP rises because of the inflammation around the ventricles. That helps to stop and put that at bay. So that combination is beautiful, Immune Boost and D3 Plus. But again, you can go to ingramformulations.com. You order it, we'll ship that out to you in 48 hours. And you can also call our office at 348-2988. Ask for Mr. Xavier Mendiola. He will send it to you, the office manager. Many of you are going to meet him shortly. He has a lot to say about his favorite service. Our integrated wellness office has 24 different services. He loves to talk about our Quest Lab services because we see clients from Hawaii to New York to California to Miami with that form. We will mail it to you, and you can go to the nearest Quest at your home, have the labs drawn, and in 72 hours you'll receive an email, and you'll be on the phone with me, Dr. Melody, the nurse practitioner in the practice, or my daughter, biochemist, RN.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Biochemist, I love it. And I absolutely love it. I just want to say thank you for formulating these products that will boost our immune health. And thank you for being one of those doctors who are very transparent. One of those doctors, again, as we say, who don't band-aid everything, who get to the root of the issue. We need more like you. So we appreciate you all. IngramFormulations.com is at the bottom of the screen. Also, the office number is at the bottom of the screen. If you're in San Antonio metro area or around, you can also do a remote consultation. So definitely reach out to Dr. Ingram. And then we have Xavier coming up shortly. Thank you so much, Dr. Ingram.
Thank you. It's an honor and a pleasure to be able to speak with each of you today. God bless you. And again, I'm humbled to be able to talk with you about wellness and prevention. Hope to talk to you soon. Take care. God bless you.
Thank you so much. Y'all don't touch that dial. We'll be right back with Xavier Mendiola. We're going to talk about more about the panels, more about immune health, and why men don't go to the doctor. Y'all keep it locked right here. It's the Mixtape. You're tuned into the Mixtape, y'all. Right now, we've talked to Dr. Ingram from Ingram Formulations. Let's take a look as well. And we've got office manager here, Xavier Mendiola, who has been talking about panels and D3 health. D3 has been I guess I could say, I don't know if I'm going to call it a word, but it's been the supplement of the day, or what we need for the day. We know with COVID, the health, vitamin D is very important. Our D3 levels are very important. Xavier was just talking about how his D3 level was a 15. What is it now?
It was a 15 and now up to a 57.
57. So y'all, we need to definitely take these products. It's not even about selling the product. It's what we need. It's what our bodies need. And it's something that we probably should have been focusing on prior to COVID, but we didn't. Absolutely not. So what I wanted to talk about now is, since I have Xavier with him, and he's a gentleman, I wanted to ask him why men don't go to the doctor. What is it? You can have insurance, but you just don't go to the doctor.
Oh my. Well, and again, Chantel, thank you so much for having us. I mean, we thank you for giving us this time. And I got to tell you, first and foremost, being, I don't know, maybe it was just being machismo. Maybe it was just being like, and again, I didn't go to a doctor even when I had the flu. Even, wow. I was like, you know what, give me some NyQuil, I'm going to take this. And
make it through.
And give me a blanket, I'm going to sweat this out. And you know what, that's my plan. And literally that's what I did. I mean, I just hunkered down and I was like, babe, leave me alone. I'm going to go into this like hibernation mode. And she would. And I mean, but oddly enough, it worked. I mean, so it was like, why break what doesn't work?
Right.
I get it. But again, on the flip side, I mean, unless I was bleeding out, would I go to an emergency room? Would I go see a doctor? I mean, it took so much. I mean, it was really amazing. I look back because now with working with Dr. Ingram, it has been quite a journey because it's just like, well, no, Xavier, you've been neglecting what's actually going on behind the scenes. And I was like, well, what do you mean? And so then when I ran my first blood panel and she ran 26 things and she ran them all and then she's like, were you deficient here? You need a neuropathy test. You need this. And I was like, well, what's a neuropathy test? And I was like, well, she's like, the nerve damage. She's like, well, do you work on the computer? And I was like, yeah. She goes, well, your hands are being overworked. You've got to understand that, you're either losing something or you got to be fixing something. And I was like, well, what does that mean? And then she was like, well, and your feet. She's like, your feet, I mean, depending on the type of job you do and the type of job that you're going through, how much are you actually working your feet? what's being worked on and what's being overworked. And I was like, okay. So I said, yeah, let's do the test. I don't care. Whatever, man. I'm like, yeah.
I got this.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. Machismo, man. I was like, I got this. Let's do it. You want to run your test? Let's see what your tests do to me. And so I did. And she did. And again, science wins. Science won. And I got to tell y'all, and I can admit it because it's my labs, it's my stuff. The feeling within my arms, and then not my arms, but my fingers, and the feeling within my toes. I was on a stage 2, almost stage 3 neuropathy.
Wow.
And I got to tell you, gentlemen, I didn't feel it. I didn't feel it because you know what? I'm that guy that just says, you know what? Doesn't matter. I don't feel it. It didn't take me out. Hasn't taken me out. I can keep going.
Okay.
But I got to tell y'all, I was feeling tingling in my hands, and I was feeling tingling in my toes. But I disregarded it, and I just let it go. I just kept going. I didn't care about it. But it wasn't for the grace of God and also the grace of Dr. Ingram that she came into my life, that she gave me an idea as to what was happening. None of y'all, I can tell y'all right now listening, if y'all feel tingling in your hands or your feet, don't disregard that. That is the onset of neuropathy.
Yeah.
And you need to understand, gentlemen and women, that this is a real deal. This is something that can be corrected and can be corrected immediately if caught early. If you just let it go and you let it set on, unfortunately, it gets worse. And I just got to tell y'all, I thank God. I thank God for just putting me in the position that I'm in, but also to put Dr. Ingram, to bring it to light.
Mm-hmm.
And let me just tell y'all this. On top of Dr. Ingram bringing it to light, she has a natural supplement that can actually correct this. You don't even have to take something that's prescribed or a prescription. This is a natural supplement that your body already needs, and it will fulfill and be able to do so. And it has already started in me, and I can assure you of that.
That's really good to know. A lot of us sit at our desk. I know I've had that tingling feeling in my hand before. Because I worked in corporate America for 10 years, and I'm sitting at a desk and I'm looking at the computer the whole day, and you're constantly, and you don't even realize something. I'm like, this something, and you know when there's something wrong with your body, and I'm like, this doesn't seem right. But again, I guess I went to one of those Band-Aid doctors. She was like, oh, just just massage your hand, you'll be fine. But now I know there's probably a supplement I need to take.
It happens every time, yeah.
Oh my God! It just things of that nature. They just wow me. Absolutely, they wow me. But tell everybody again where to get Ingram formulations, how to contact you all if they're in the San Antonio metro area, or if they do. I know they can do remote consultations as well, because this is some very good information I think we're all very interested in with our immune health and this with maintaining our bodies. We just don't know what tomorrow holds. So we're just trying to, like you said, you have a 5-year-old son, so now you're trying to maintain so your body can maintain. So tell us how to get these products and how to actually contact you as well.
Amen, Chantel. Amen. And again, the idea here is, again, we reside here in San Antonio, Texas. We are in the heart of Texas. And to be honest with you, Dr. Ingram is accessible to wherever you are at your place. Doesn't matter the state, doesn't even matter the country. But I will say this. What it does take is obviously somebody who wants to be compliant. Mm-hmm. Who is somebody that cares about their body? Who's somebody that says, I want to make a difference? I will tell you this. Dr. Ingram is a clinical pathophysiologist. And at the end of the day, simplifying that means she is a scientist of your body. Mm. And if you want somebody to be so scientific about what's going on with your body, she is your doctor. I assure you, she is one of a kind. She's an Einstein of our time.
She really is.
And I assure you, and I back that 100%, 1,000%. Because again, there's no doctor that works harder about your body than Dr. Alma Ingram. Located here in San Antonio, Texas. And again, you can reach us if you want the supplements. Come to ingramformulations.com. And then we can also be contacted at letstakealook.com. I thank you so much. My name's Xavier Mendiola. I look forward to your calls, and you can call us anytime. Have a great evening.
Thank you so much, Xavier. Thank you for being so candid about what you're going through. And again, like you're just like Dr. Ingram, you're so transparent about your experience, and we appreciate that. And I think it relates to all of us, especially I will just be candid right here. In the Black and brown community, there's things that we're the ones who don't go to the doctors. We're the ones who need this supplement. So I think it's very good. I think it's amazing. I own the D3 Plus, and I have what's the other one that I just take that I love?
The Cardiac Extreme.
So I love that one. So I do recommend that you get these products. We know we all want to travel this summer, so get your immune system up, get your immune health up. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Look at the bottom, ingramformulations.com. Go to the website. Thank you so much, Xavier. We want to thank Dr. Ingram as well. She's seeing patients as we speak, y'all. Y'all be blessed.
Wiki, the Mixtape Podcast with your girl DJ Miss Eclectic.